Hello there, welcome back to Tiny Zoo. Thank you very much for joining me in this zoo today. Hope you're well, and let's crack on with the video, shall we? So in our last episode we were over here putting in our warthogs, and I'm happy to announce that they are enjoying their habitat and getting on very well with each other. No babies yet, unfortunately, but you know, we'll see what time brings us. So today we are going to be right over the other side of the zoo. Let's go through the foliage here and find out where we are working today. So here we go. This is what I'm working on today, and as you can see, I've already got started. So it's going to be in this area here. This isn't this final resting place. This is I'm just in the middle of constructing at the moment. So the animal that's going to be going in here will be the Arctic wolf. And my idea is to have a sort of a semicircle like this of a raised platform. Obviously it's going to be a fake one, there won't actually be pathway leading to it. That's what this zoo is all about, remember, that not every pathway is actually a functional pathway. So there's going to be sort of a raised semicircle of a viewing platform, then a large circular area with various bits of rock formation and water in, and then towards the back there's going to be a large indoor area for the wolves. And I'm hoping inside that building I will also incorporate an indoor area for the public for viewing the animals from inside, but looking at them both inside and outside, if that makes sense. So quite a complex build, I think, this one, but I think there's a lot of potential in it. I think it could go disastrously wrong, but it could also work out really nicely. Luckily, I think that with all of my enclosures, and generally they work out pretty well. So this is just my beginnings. I'm doing these as individual buildings like this because these are grid pieces. So they're just copied and pasted, and then what I do when I need to be able to move this is you just highlight them all and save them as a blueprint. And that will allow me to obviously I can move them just by highlighting them, but it also allows me to completely destroy it and build it from scratch as a blueprint if I need to, you know, just to be on the safe side. So there we go. So that's my plan. So let me go away and get on with some building, and I'll come back once I've done a bit more. Okay, so now you can see roughly what I had in mind. So I made the semicircle, and then I've extended this side a bit so that it's, well, it's not quite matching this side, but it's close enough. So the idea is that there'll be a large building here. So this is now in place where I want it, so just snugly filling in this gap here. And as you can see, I've just started work here on some steps. Again, obviously they're completely fake, not functional at all, but hopefully they will look nice, which is what matters in this zoo. So it's a pretty simple process, all of this. It's quite time consuming, but actually I think when you're not having to worry about functional pathways, it really allows you to be a lot more creative with things like this, having nice looking steps. So I really do hope at some point in the game, either in this game or in Planet Zoo 2 eventually, a long way down the line, they make it so that people can walk up and down scenery pieces, because it really will open the game up to a lot more creativity. Yeah, that's the last time I'm going to mention that for a while, I promise, because I'd probably mention that in every video now, because just because I'm seeing it in Prehistoric Kingdoms, which is a game I'm not playing, but I know a lot of people are, and that is one of the highlights of it, is the pathing system. I think it still needs a bit of tweaking, but it certainly seems to have a lot of potential. So anyway, so that is the rough shape. As you can see, I'll put the barrier entrance in here, and then it will be a null barrier under here, and then just highlighted around the outside of the building once the building is in place. All of this pathway, obviously, all the way down here and under here, this would all get covered up with probably more of this same paving that I've used here. I'm getting quite excited about this now, actually. I think this is going to look really nice, I think, this habitat. So without further delay, I'm going to go away and do some more. Okay, just a small update here, so you can see a bit more of the shape coming together. So the stairs, I've continued the wood the wood, what's it called, banister along the stairs here. I think it works quite nicely. Sometimes on these you could do sort of an angled piece coming down, but actually I quite like the step effect of this banister, so I'm keeping that. So people can now walk up here and onto the display area, the viewing platform I should call it. And now we have the rough shape of the building. It looks a bit odd, but the idea is there's going to be a staircase in here coming up to this level. This is going to be an upstairs seating area here, so people can walk up the stairs here around the corner and then stand in here, sit in here. There'll be some picnic benches in here. I'll try and put some actual pathway in so I can have some picnic benches here, so people can sit here and look out into the enclosure, because these walls up the top here will be glass. And then this area in here will be the indoor area for the wolves. So I'm going to do a slope in here, and then this will be raised up a bit in here, about halfway up this wall. So again, people can stand inside here and look down into the bedding area. That is the plan. It might be a bit tricky. Not really sure what I'm doing with the top of the building yet. I'm thinking it's not going to be all stone. I think I'll do the top half in wood and obviously the glass areas as well. Excuse me. I think that's the plan anyway. But at least you can sort of roughly see the shape of the enclosure now. And then what I'm going to do inside here, I think there's going to be some water, I think, following the shape here. I like this curve shape, so there's probably going to be some water around the front here. And then I do want to actually do something interesting with the rock formations. I want a large rock formation in the middle here somewhere. And I may even try and create some sort of an archway and a raised platform, maybe coming into this area here to create a sort of a cave, so I can have a cave at the bottom and then a raised area of rock, so that the animals can actually walk up a slope here and go up the top onto a raised platform here. So they'll have lots of options. They can have indoor bedding here, they can have outdoor bedding down here, or in fact raised bedding potentially up here on top of the cave. That's sort of my thinking. Whether I can fit all of that in this area I don't know, but I'm going to try my best. So let me go away and crack on with that, and I'll be right back. Right then, we have our wolves. They are here. Obviously I've put some snow down for them, so I've done no work at all in here yet, but there will be a lot going on in here. I put a few coolers around the edge. I thought they looked pretty snazzy around the edge there. And as you can see, I've done a lot of work on the building. So I put a small keeper hut down here. I thought that made sense. And I've actually done the stairway in here with proper in-game pathing. I thought it worked really nicely actually. It fitted what I wanted. So you've got the pathing comes up here, and then it flattens out and it comes around the corner here. And underneath here, obviously I've put a fake floor down here, but there is actually a path under here. So I'll be able to put some picnic benches in here. So I went with wood as well, so the upstairs of the building, as you can see all the way around. I've forgotten to put the trim on the outside here, but the upstairs is all wood. And I've decided to make these all archways. I did do it with completely solid wood like this, and it just looked too blocky, too big and square and flat, and it just didn't look right. So actually I think it looks much nicer with these archways in, because these animals they don't need a very sort of snug inside area. This is going to be absolutely fine for them. I mean, as it is, it's a very large area, which is why I'm planning on doing a smaller area down here with a cave. I love these stone arches here. They worked perfectly for what I wanted. And obviously the slope I've done just because it kind of looks cool. And obviously if this floor here was right down at ground level, this area would look way too big. So it just looks a bit better having it raised up like that. Again, just trying to get some height variation in. And then inside, oh, excuse my dodgy camera work. Inside here, I've put a sort of fake wall here. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't hit the roof, so it's not a supporting wall. It's just there for decoration and to stop people from falling over the edge and onto the stairs. And then these 4 pieces or 5 pieces are glass, or 5, 6, 7 pieces are glass. So you can stand here and you can look down into the bed area, or you can stand or sit in this area and see out into the enclosure. That is coming together really nicely. I know this building is quite large, but actually when you zoom out and look at it in comparison to other bits that I've done, it's not over the top. It's about the same size as this building here, not much bigger than the penguin one. So actually I'm happy with it. If you look at the size of that enclosure, it's about the size of the bear one here, about the size of the flamingo, even the pigs area really. So I'm pleased that I've managed to keep it to a decent size. And it's because I'm always in danger of going over the top with these enclosures, because I was trying to keep this zoo sort of small, wasn't I? Hence the name, tiny zoo. I'm trying to keep it all very tight and compact, but I can still have these slightly bigger, more impressive enclosures, and at the same time I will, with the use of foliage, trees and shrubs and things, and just general detailing, I will make this area look smaller, which is kind of what I'm going for. But that is still to come. For now, that is looking really nice. I'm very happy with how that's coming along. So now I'm going to go away and do some more detailing. Right, I've managed to do some fancy rock work. So let's talk about that first. So I've put in a small pond area down here. And then I've managed to do what I said. So I've created a cave over here. And I've managed to get the rock work done here. So you've got a nice slope that comes up here, so that the animals can actually come all the way up onto this bedding area here. And I will put some enrichment up here to encourage them to come up here, but they do already go up there. I have seen them up there, and the zookeepers actually do put food up there sometimes as well. And they can walk under this area here, as that one just demonstrated for us. Thank you very much, Mr. Wolf. Unfortunately they can't come through here, it's too small. Now obviously in real life they would, and in fact you've even got a little cave area just under here. They would lie in here, they would walk through here, but of course the game, being as annoying as it is sometimes with these things, it doesn't allow them to actually walk through there, which is just ridiculous. But there we go, I'm not going to moan about it too much. They can at least come under here. Obviously the keepers can also go under there. What's he doing? He's going to put some food down there for them. Ooh, that looks appetizing, doesn't it? Yummy. Nice. Never mind, they like it, that's what matters. And obviously they can also come right through the water. They can also walk right the way around this back area here and round to here as well. So both the keepers and the animals can use the whole habitat, which is obviously very important. I did put one of these large rocks, creating a nice gentle slope here down into the water, but they also do just hop on and off of these. I've actually seen one jump from up here down into the water, so but they've got options at least, which is good. Now I wanted to obviously do a barrier on the inside of this this viewing platform, but I didn't want to just do more of this wooden thing. I wanted it to be a bit more open than that, so I've gone with these fence pieces. And I don't really like using too many in-game pieces for fencing or anything, because I'm trying to be more creative, but obviously these aren't really intended for this exact sort of purpose. So yeah, it is what it is. I think they work okay. The idea is that people can't fall off the edge at least. Now I know in real life this wouldn't actually happen, but I am not going for super realism in this zoo. I think it looks nice. I think it works because it would stop people falling down and it would stop the animals potentially from jumping up. So yeah, I'm going with it. I may come back and change it at some point if I come up with a better idea, but for now that's what I'm going with. I think it looks okay. Yeah, it is what it is. It does the job. Excuse me. Oh, do apologise, got something stuck in my throat there. And I've also managed to get some benches up here. The way you do that, if you're wondering, is you just put pathway, just raise some pathway up in here, so you can see where this one is. There's literally just a round area, 4-meter pathway. You raise it up, put it just underneath your fake path, and then you can build one bench on it. So I've done that for all of these benches along here. and then the one over here where there's two next to each other is just one long piece of pathway like that. And it just, you know, the pathways aren't connected, but they don't need to be, so that you can just put the benches on there and it looks nice, basically. Simple as that. So yeah, it gets the job done, doesn't it? Now I have got this awkward area here because I've got this wall I wanted at the end of the viewing platform, but I don't really know what it's doing yet. It's not connected to anything, so I may just add more wall in here and do like a raised flower bed or something on the end there. I think that might look quite nice. And obviously there's a lot of trees and foliage still to come into here. The building is going to be decorated. I'm probably going to use quite a lot of ivy, I think, around there. I think that will look really nice, sort of up here and all around here, sort of hanging down over these archways. I think that will look really cool. Lots of shrubs and trees to come in here as well. More decorating out here. So the stairs are looking okay, although I'm not 100% happy with them yet. But I've got this area here again to fill in. I'll probably do an edge to the path and various bits of shrubbery in there, and obviously I will smarten up this edge all along here as well. So still lots to do. This is turning into quite a large project, so this video is likely to be a fairly lengthy one, I think, but I'm speeding through it as quickly as I can, I promise. So let me go away and do some more. Right, we're getting there. We are getting there. Still lots to do, but just a quick update. So tree-wise, I've decided to go with these Himalayan pines. I thought they suit the area because they would be growing in sort of snowy, mountainous places. So I thought they looked nice. Put a dead one in the middle there as well. I thought that looked okay. Actually, there's two dead ones, sorry, in there as well. A couple around the back here as well. So this shrubbery, oh excuse my dodgy camera work again. So as you can see, I have put in a raised edge to the pathway along here, and then I've just used my usual shrubbery technique in here, just keeping it filled but not too dense. You know, so you can still sort of see through it and get glimpses of things beyond. I think it looks really nice, that actually. I'll just temporarily place this border on here. I will do something more creative with it and around here as well. Obviously this is all a bit too samey and a bit plain at the moment, so there'll be something going on there. And then in the habitat I've put a few shrubs in, but not too many. I didn't want too much in here. I tried to go for things that look like they should be growing on rocks and in mountainous and cold areas. So nothing too flowery. It would be fairly simple, sort of heathery looking things. So really just the three: the creosote bush, the what is this one? The desert ironwood tree, and the what's this one? The crimson turkey bush. Yeah, I thought all of those suited the look of it quite well. Also just put some enrichment in. Of course they have a rubber duck because everyone likes to play with a rubber duck. A few sort of balls and food places around, and up the top here I have put this large feeding post, which does get used, and they do come up and use it, because while you're sitting in here, that'd be a really nice thing to watch, wouldn't it, to see the wolves up here playing and trying to grab the food down. Inside here there's still a lot to do, but I have just placed the picnic tables down. I've gone with these nice metal ones. I thought they sort of suited the theme of the area quite nicely. And obviously I have also put a few bits of enrichment inside their bed here with some bedding as well. And they do keep kicking their ball, and it disappears down this slope quite regularly. So yeah, they're happy wolves. They're enjoying their little enclosure. And I also have made this over here into a raised flower bed, although I haven't actually put anything in it yet, but that is what I've gone with there. So there we go. So still lots more to do. I may just get it all done in one more update, I think. So let me go away now and crack on. Okay, we are done. I have been very busy, so I will crack straight on because there's a lot to talk about. So along here, as you can see, I've gone with ivy. There's lots of ivy here. I think ivy works really well in this sort of environment. So I've gone with it all the way along here. So I created a new small display for our wolf media thing there, our screen. I redid the steps a small bit. I thought that the steps were too big. They were too deep. So I put some extra steps in here. just as you can see, they're not perfect, but it works quite well. So just the extra layers make the steps just look a little bit more usable. So yeah, I was quite happy that I noticed that. As you can see, obviously I've added a couple of planters, 3 of them outside here with these Himalayan birch trees in again, and I've smartened up the edge along here just by putting in some of this paving at a different angle, just to really straighten this edge off a bit. And the building, this is the main thing that I've been working on. So I've got a bit of ivy nuts on here, as you can see, and I think it works really nicely actually. So this is just varying the different types of ivy, the different lengths and widths all the way through here. I think it looks really nice hanging down over these archways, and I've obviously continued that all the way along here, because it's not like there's people in here looking out, it's all raised up and nobody's looking through it, so it works very nicely actually. Also just got a little bit growing from down here coming up the back up into this area here as well. And then I'll continue to all the way along the back there. Obviously I've not really decorated the back too much because I don't know what I'm doing around there yet. Inside here I've just done a bit more detailing, so I put this lovely wooden fencing along here and put some beams in here just to sort of thicken this wall up. It looked a bit thin and wobbly, so I sort of framed it with these wooden beams. I think that really finishes it off nicely, makes it look a bit more sturdy. And then at the end here I've just put again just another one of these wolf information boards, and then just some of these media things here. Again just you know, generic kind of information about various things there. I thought that looked pretty cool. You know, just gives people something to read while they're in here having a look at the wolves, as you can see. So you can stand in here, you can see the wolves, there's a couple of them in there at the moment, or you can sit in here or stand here and look out into the enclosure. So yeah, on the whole I am very happy with how this has all turned out. Oh yes, actually I've got this this raised bed with some plants and a couple of these cool looking trees here, the Joshua trees as well. So yes, on the whole, very happy with how this enclosure turned out. It's nice and dense, but at the same time it's you know, it's roomy enough for the animals at least. So there we go. So let me know what you think of it. Please, you know, let me know if you like it, if you don't like it. And that's going to do for this episode. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.